There we go. Sorry, mate. Mic was off. Good morning. How are you? Just trying to play this 4 hour, and I'm wondering whether London's going to open bearish. So the greedy side of me is thinking about playing it down to here. We'll take a look. Alright. Taking risk off at this point because we've come back to this open VIB here. I was going to take some profit here, but we've only on 1 MQ. So here you can see this open VIB, right? There's a reason for price to return to it, and we're on this, we're on obviously the 4 hour. So this was my level of either take profit or go break even. Let's have a look. See if I can show it on the VIBs. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to show. So I'll have to draw. See the gap here, yeah? Alright, so that's been tapped at break even. So yeah, you see the VIB there, right? That was either where I was going to take profit or at least go break even, which obviously what I've done. Just because we're still above the 1 hour's bearish, but obviously the 4 hour we've bounced bullish. And this now correcting long is good. Yay, power move. So could use this now with the box, right? Breakthrough, tap. We haven't left anything behind. 1 VIB there. What is going on with this? Why have I got 2? Oh, I see, it's the sell. What's the take profit? So it would be... So it might happen in the next hour. We want to see, because obviously right now this is our hourly high. Well, we got 20 minutes left. So we want to see that go. Morning, 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 morning. These are nice rejections. And we held that 4 hour. We've got corrective bullish on the 1 hour. Strong bullish on both the higher time frames. Just struggling with this Gib and Vib. Top of the box. I hope everyone had a nice weekend. What have we been up to? Do you know what? I was meant to go on MNQ. I don't want to be trading on NQ with the volatility. Hang on. Probably want half the units. Let's have a look. Stop loss. TP. What is this? Okay. Changes to a limit order now. Alright, let's have a little stab. I want to see it break the high and go. We have got these open vibs and we've got this level here. Come on. Possible tap back here. It's just what I'm looking at for a better entry of this one. Might just. I want to see that reverse. If it does, I'll get a better entry. So here, this is where I'm potentially looking inside the 1 hour box. If it doesn't play out. I'll just look at here. But with the way that we've come back above, I wanted to see that go. So you could trim some profit here. Obviously I'm not going to. Why am I down to... did we just lose 2 contracts as it went through? Well, I'm not going to trim any now. It's a pain. That is a pain. So I think just as we've opened, it's just hit where I can't remember where I put my stop. I must have trailed it just here, and then it's as it's opened, it's taken 2, and then obviously gone up. So this is your first kind of potential area where price can reverse. So good area, take a bit of profit. I would have trimmed maybe a couple of contracts. So it was a nice tight stop. We were in here, stop below here. We're aiming for the new high for the 4 hour. I think we've probably already tapped 3. Oh shit. Yeah, so just wicked 3R. There's a pain. So if we'd had the right amount of contracts on, we'd have taken our first little bit of profit here, and then look just to take the high. Reason being is our 4 hour is bullish, right? We flipped the 1 hour, so we can expect that we should really take this 4 hour high. Don't have to. Obviously you could target this high. This one here. It's still 3-point R. Even just 3R out of it is fine as well. So I've turned off some of the higher time frame, the daily and that, just because of this daily candle. Open was a monster. It's crazy. Right, so we've taken that high. I'll trail below here. See how this high could have been a nice little profit one, that one. If it wasn't so low, I'd have gone for that high just to tick it over. But like, because I lost those contracts down here, I couldn't be bothered. Right, we've just taken, what is going on? Right, so I'm going to take the rest of that off just because That's where I would have trailed to. I don't know why those 3 contracts didn't take it off. Not sure. So nice little bounce out there, right? So we've gone bearish into our 4 hour, which is currently bullish. We come back up, nice rejection out. So we played this trade down. Now originally I was looking at see, it's funny because NQ is different, so let's just go on NQ. So I like to trade NQ, it's not the same, right? So here's the VIB on NQ, right? Let me just go away. Right, so we played this short, right? We came up, we rejected here, We're inside the 1 hour box. And then we're also closed below the 50%. We were bearish on the hour. So I had 2 targets in mind when I played the short. One was this open VIB. Was like, we could just come down, fill this VIB, and take profit there. Alternatively, we can take the low, which is where I had my target. So I had my target here, and then I moved to the low. However, I left this as, if we tap, as soon as we tap this VIB, my stop's going break even. So trade down. Again, could have taken profit there where I was thinking about doing it for this reaction. Doesn't matter. So stop came back, break even. Obviously, this is where we failed to go lower. So here we can see we're bullish, right? We're above the 0 line. We're bullish on the 4 hour, but we went red on the MACD. We failed to come lower. As soon as we flipped, you could see this level where we've rejected from, right? This gap, we've rejected. As soon as we flip that, I'm not expecting to come back under it. And this is where we then took our long entry, right? With our stop below, expecting that we're obviously going to have that explosion of price, right? And take this high, which is exactly what we've done. So that was the trade, right? And then using that stop loss of being able to take this low, which is a previous 1 hour, which is where we were able to take that trade. Stop below, we're not expecting to come back under that, right? And then targeting the 1 hour, which was a little bit, I think we were a little bit better than that. I think we were about 3.37. So that was the trade. That was the reasoning for the trade, right? Trade for the short. And then when we come back above, we break the high, meaning we're now bullish. Come back above the box. Dynamic TP change blue. We're above the 0 line. We expect potentially this to carry on bullish. Trend AI is bullish. 4 hours bullish. It was a good trade, right? Good reason for the trade. So our 4 hour candle, we're now 2 hours in, right? We've got the London Open in 5 minutes. So the next hour could be an hour that we reverse, right? If we're going to put in a high and go bearish, we can do that in this 4 hour for London because there's high volatility. But we can see again, right? First hour bullish, come back, respect the 4 hour box. Off we go. Here's the 1 hour. We flip the 1 hour, hold the 1 hour. So I'll just highlight the 1 hour boxes so that you can see them in yellow. Right. And I won't extend them so that you can see where they start. Okay. 4 hour. Previous 4 hours, this massive candle, which is why I've not got it on. So 4 hour starts, we go bullish, we come back, hold the 4 hour, we have come above, right? We come back above our 1 hour, hold our 1 hour, start a new hour, hold that as well. So we're coming out now bullish, right? And then in the last hour of this 4 hour candle, you can see we go under the 1 hour and reject from it. So we've had a bullish first hour, we flipped bullish in the first 20 minutes, held that, went bullish straight away, and then in the last hour of the 4 hour, we flip bearish, confirming this is our high for the 4 hour likely, right? And then this is our wick. We start our new 4 hour bullish, break the high of the previous 4 hour, meaning more probability of bullish. Trend AI is bullish. We come back to the 4 hour. The first hour starts bearish, and you can see that we flip that later on. But overall bullish all round. And again, you can see these levels playing out every hour, every 4 hour. So now we've taken our high of the current 4 hour. We've got 2 hours left. So still not a huge probability of this being our 4 hour, right? But the next hour is London Open. Looking like we're starting our correction. I don't think it's going to be a deep one. This looks more like a shallow retracement, potentially back. Morning. Right. So the reason why I don't think this is going to be, why I didn't think that was going to be a deeper retracement was just purely, we've got this nice bullish move above, nice correction. If we look at how thick the volume is, it's not likely, it's just going to continue. We're likely to get some bit of movement up, even if it's a liquidity grab to then carry on down. Yeah, you can see here, look, we get a move up, we carry on correcting, we get a move up, carry on correcting, and then we start that deeper correction. You don't have to only look for longs, right? You don't only have to work for longs. You can, because obviously then you're with the higher time frame, but what you're playing is the hour, right? So if I'm long, I want the hour to be long as well, right? So good example is 4 hours long, right? So the only thing that we didn't have much of here is a bottom wick. Hardly had any wick on this 4 hour candle. We went bullish straight away, and then we start bearish. So here we're above, so we are still expecting to potentially go long, but the MACD's come under. It's a very aggressive move up and down. That's a difficult trade. Now, the only thing that you've got is if we're going to go bullish, then we don't expect that low to go. So when we come back out of it here and you create a VIB, possibly you could have taken that trade there with a stop below as a low risk, and then obviously we expect if we're going to go bullish, you're coming back to that 1 hour, right? When we flip the 1 hour, this is a bit more of a better trade, right? They're not easy. None of these have been easy trades to get in, I would say. I'd have to have a look on the data. But then you can see here, right, so bullish, 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 and then we go bearish. So at the end of the hour, we've got to put a wick in, right? So we expect there's going to be a high and then potential return, and this is where you can see it, which is why sometimes you'll have a bearish start to a candle, which you're putting in your wick, then you flip it, and now we're going bullish, and then depending on how strong you're going to close. So it's just helping you define kind of where are you in the 4 hour move, right? So first hour bullish, second one bearish, but we flip that and we go bullish, and now we've started a new hour, right? We've had a nice wick, right? What did I say? Expect that potentially we could have a wick, even a liquidity grab. That's exactly what we've got, and then we go bearish. So this is the London Open as well. So during this 4 hour candle, obviously we're still only just over the weekend being able to get some of the indicators working. It's not nowhere near ready, but we did get some data on some of this working for the 4 hour candles. So we've got, let me find the data. Hang on, yeah, fire alarm's going to go for a sec, guys. I'll mute it just as it goes off. It's a pretty quiet fire alarm. Oh, there we go. It's all over. So look at some of the stats, right? Previous 4 hour high taken within segment 1 and 2. We know at that point there's a high probability of what? Returning to the open. We return to the open. So that statistic's now done. Right, so this 4 hour no longer needs to return to the open. We've now done that. We can now distribute. Here's our current 1 hour. We've come back down. We've come back up into it. It look like we're starting to correct as well. So potentially we can see if we can get a tap in on this, find some structure where we could take the trade. Our current, just to put in the data, so breaking it into half an hour segments. So first hour, second hour. So in this, we are in 5 and 6. That's interesting. What does he mean, that one? So that's candle 1, that's candle 2, that's candle 3, candle 5. Yeah. So distribution now, highs and lows of the 4 hour. No worries, Mark. Good morning, mate. So, I mean, forget the gap. So we're 5 minutes in, very early. Really? Right, 6 minutes in. So there is a chance that this is our 1 hour low. There is a chance. So we've opened, right? Come below. We've still got a high though in the same time period. Get rid of that vid now. So we got our high and our current low. We left some VIBs open here. So if we took this low, potentially I could look for a retracement, maybe back to this sort of level, maybe even this level. See how we've held it. Flip. Could it's nice. I was thinking if we flip this. No, I want to see the levels go first. So let's mark up this first trade. Was, I think we were here. Stop above. Were we tighter than that? I can't remember. I think we were about there. And then it was BE profit one. We were looking for that low. It's better. Remember what I said about this being too thick Right, expect maybe some more before we can start that correction, which we've had more of. I want to see this low go. So the 4 hours bullish, right? So why are we saying that we're not looking just to basically trade it all the way through. We're looking at, right, what sort of trade could we might not be able to get any trade, but if we could, where could we see price reject from, right? We've got an open VIB here, so we've taken the low, so we've left a few up here, right? These gaps inside our 1 hour. I don't think we're actually gonna come back. I think we're gonna go straight and revisit these, but could look at something like this, right? I think we're just going to go straight there, but could look at something like this. Quite sure how much room there is. Could use this. Like I said, I don't think that's going to happen. I think more probably we're bullish. It's more likely we might come back down to these sort of levels quickly and then maybe reposition for a continuation back up a bit. Especially if we flip this level, right? So dynamic TP's changed. So you also, do you really want to come all the way back up now? Not, ideally not, no. Nice. Made a promise to myself I wasn't going to jump around different pairs unless I've got the screens up. Then I can watch it. That's why I haven't gone and had a look. I want to be focused on one pair while I've only got one screen. Unless I'm on my computer. So this is interesting. We've still got 6 minutes until our 20 minutes is up. I haven't placed any order. So if we're going to go down, I'd want a rejection here. I mean, he could literally just snipe for $90 like that. That's what I was. That would be it, and then it'd be a break even. So that would be it. That would be the way I would have taken that trade. I was getting very close just to triggering it. It just happened probably 3 seconds too soon. So it's a reaction out of it. We expect now to push down, right? So this here, what I'm seeing with this is, this looks still very heavy, and we could see a continuation down. That sort of fake, and then push back down again. This level, you know, like I feel like we need to come retest this level. So the trade would have been for me, like maybe to here. You know, I've got this in the front, but you could have looked at taking first profit here and then maybe going for on. But absolutely, once these lows go, we're looking for a rejection around there. And then that would have been break even. It's just aggressive because we are bullish. And when you counter, I think you just got to be aggressive with your risk management. So we've got 3 more minutes, and we'll see where we end up with relation to our 20-minute box. That'll give us some probability. I am waiting for more confluence and probability in direction as well. So we could then go the other way. I have to just see, but I'd rather. Be a bit big. If we were to go the other way. Feels more like we'll go down, but could flip. Kinda. It's almost 1-to-1. If you wanted to do a 1-to-1, slightly above. It's just a nice corrective pullback. I feel like that's your continuation. I've still got 1 minute left. It looks like we're going to close below the 50% anyway. Morning T, so we're below the 50%, so high probability for this low. Right, let me just clean this up. Right. So 2 hour is corrective bullish. See where our 2 hour is. Our 2 hours just started. Do you like this? Come on. We're just holding that 0 line on the MACD. Just correcting along it. Might just wait this one out. We've taken the high of the previous hour, which is more bullish. Not only did we do it on the first candle, but then we came up and did it again later on, which is even more bullish. We've taken the low in the first segment 1, so it does give us more bearish. Our box is bearish. Our 4 hours bullish. Our MACD still bullish and above. I fancy potentially a little tap back in here when we get above. But what probabilities have we got? So we opened. So we're below the open. Bearish. Just got lots of mixed at the moment. Might just need to wait for that next 1 hour. Ideally, I wanted to see this MACD come under. See how it looks like it's just going to curl and take us on again. We're getting these rejections as well from this level, which is why I said if we can go long, we could flip, close above, look for a tap back into this area, and then maybe for the high. That's a nice push. Rejection, 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 rejection. See, there's rejections in both areas, right? So we're rejecting here, which is nice and clean, lots of nice clean rejections, but we're getting the same thing here as well. So it's just this, right? We've got statistics both ways. We've got statistics to the downside, we've got statistics to the upside. How are you this morning?
Wonderful.
Sound better? Yeah?
Feeling very good. There's a little bit chesty cough still, but nothing that's going to stop me.
So just a crazy one. I've done the Ruben's passport stuff.
Yeah, just got notifications.
Yeah. Just as a new one. Anthony Phillip.
That's my middle name. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yes.
But Laura's put a H on it.
H on what?
Phillip.
Yeah. Very nice try. If anyone's going to get my name wrong, it won't be one.
All right, we're breaking out upwards. Looking like we're going to... There, come on, that's it. So we could do this tap back in here. Stop below this level where we've been bullish. Targeting the high. Where is this? Here. 2. Is that working? Oh, I did it the wrong way around. Whoa. How long we got left? 26 seconds. Oh, no. Super messy. That's it. Come on out. It's a big trade. Oh, I'll wait. I'll wait. I had no second guessing with these trades. No second guessing. So I was just trying to work through some of the stats on the 4 hour.
You're asking the wrong person.
Why?
Because I haven't been going through the stats yet. I've been
Right.
in code for 48 hours. The last thing I've done is actually spend any time to look at the stats.
So you've segment 8, you've done 30-minute segments, right?
Well, no, that's just what the settings are. I mean, it's variable.
Well, it's a 4 hour candle, so they're 30-minute segments. That's all I was meaning.
Yeah, but what I mean is, you could have it as 4 segments, you can have it as 16 segments.
Oh, can you change it? Yeah. Okay. What was interesting was, so this 4 hour candle, right?
Candle 3.
Yeah. This one, for this hour, for the one we're trading now.
Yeah.
Right? So,
7 to 11.
segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, segment 4, and then London Open, 9 o'clock, right?
You just did 4 segments in an hour.
No, there's an hour and there's an hour.
Oh.
It's 2 hours before London Open. So the interesting thing is, segment 4, which is the one before the New York Open, London Open. Do you know what? I know why now. So there's a 21% probability in segment 4 of getting a bullish low, and it's because London reverses.
Yeah.
I see. So often it won't take the low of the previous half an hour. It'll leave it and go the opposite direction. So it's unlikely for the 4 hour to flip bearish now, because London took the high, which is segment 5, and there's only a 9% probability on the last 100 and
Now this
250.
This 4
Yeah.
hour period. The other 4 hour period.
That makes sense. Okay, so we could use that previous half an hour as like, if we take that high, that is a high confirmation of a continuation.
100%. It's a very bullish.
If London doesn't take it and opens bearish and starts coming down, we could see that 4 hour flip.
Yeah.
Ooh. So we will be releasing a candle specific indicator, which will include multiple bits of data. T's done a great job.
Worked hard on it this weekend.
I can imagine. Wasn't expecting you to have done it. When you text me last night, I was like,
That keto last Monday has done me the worst.
do you know what? I've convinced my wife to do keto.
Best thing she'll ever do.
That's because she struggles, with her head, like clarity. I was like, look, I'm doing it for clarity. You got to send me that ChatGPT. Now I've done your passport stuff.
I need you to watch the video, and I need you to get Mel to watch the video first as well.
What video?
The nutritional psychologist who's on Diary of a CEO, who works with people.
Okay.
Who's
I like this now.
anxiety. No,
I like this now. No, sorry, I'm talking about the short. Just because the MACD's starting to, oh, for fuck's sake, starting to come under the zero line and then does a massive bullish candle.
We did just say though, you're not expecting it short.
No, but it was just the way we started to break down outside this area, and then the first time the MACD started to come under, and then instant rejection from that same box I've put on where we've just consolidated in. This just literally gone up, down, boom, range, range, range. still think I've got like 1,000 to put on for this one. Got about 1,000 to pass. Let's have a look. Yeah. No, 2,000 we got to do. Getting used to trading back on TradingView. Come on, this has got to go bearish now. Take us under. We'll just watch it play out. So the box gave us probability for this low to go right. However, we also took the high of the previous candle twice. So there you go, that's now taken, which is bullish. We're above the zero line, which is bullish. The MACD was above and holding. We were below the open. Closing below the open gives high probability to a bearish hour. So segment 1, it was just on it. Then segment 2 was clearly under. 3 was clearly under. So by this point, by segment 3, it's about a 78% probability of a bearish hour. It's just very messy. You know, these are clean moves in and out. This isn't. So it's good to see the statistic play out, right? We've come, we've tapped. Now, if we're going to go bullish, we can now go bullish because we've done that statistic. So the probability of that low has now been done. What we'd want to see is price come up and close above the open. Close above the open. Close above the open. Can you change it to regular trading hours?
Yeah.
Does it not just automatically do it? Is it not on the open of... it's because it's...
I haven't checked.
I think if you do it, it'll work because it'll only count 2 candles. Because there's only 2 candles, so there'll be no data in the others.
I'll tell you now.
What we trading this week, guys? Trump tweet.
Might be quiet this week.
Is he on holiday?
No, but he's been nice to everyone else.
Yeah, and we got that 90-day pause.
Yeah.
China's quieting down a bit as well, haven't they? They've kind of said they don't want to get into it too much. That's...
This is going to be no trade.
This month.
Right. Where are we? T3.
So Wednesday, we've got core retail sales plus Powell. Thursday, unemployment. Wah, wah, wah. Got some FOMC speakers. Okay, well, since we're not trading this hour, let's have a little look. We are waiting for the next hour, FYI. So let's have a little look. Oh yeah. Take the low, come back up to the 4 hour, come below. Nice rejection off the hourly. Yeah, nice trade.
Good idea.
Previous 4 hour low. Yeah, it is a clean trade, that. I like it. Especially here, right? As we come under the 0 line, this hourly tap. So we come under the 0 line on dynamic TP, which is very bearish. Yeah, that's a nice tap back into the hourly. Very good. Very nice trade. So euro, current 4 hour, we flip bullish, we take the high. This hour's bullish. Nice tap off of the level. We come over the 0 line. Correction, continuation. Yeah, it's a nice trade. And then here we can see we flip and go bearish. And then now we've gone bullish. This is the end of our 4 hour, right? So we're expecting to be putting in our 4 hour wick. Our 4 hour wick. Right, so this is our 4 hour wick. We've come bearish. So we want to hold this current 1 hour, which we are. Right, nice trade back in. This could be a nice little potential breakout. Higher time frame was still above. You'd want to see this come back above the 0 line though. Right, otherwise it could break down. Continue back to the 4 hour. Very much similar to this previous wick, right? Except once we took that low, we expect it to close. Below the open. I can't see where the open was. Anyway. Check CL. See, this is where I need to have, when I'm trading live, I need to have those multiple screens to keep an eye on all pairs rather than flipping between. I expect this high to go on CL. We've opened, taken the high, bullish, come back above, gone bullish. So yeah, good probability of taking that high. This could be a nice breakdown in Q in the next hour if we can see what happens. This is the previous 4 hour retracement back up. We've still got another hour for this 4 hour candle. We are still above the 0 line. Can see bearish momentum starting to tail off. Well, if you look at this one, look how strong that momentum was. It wasn't until here it started to tail off, right? And then we flip bullish. So potentially here we could see the same thing. Momentum tail off. We are struggling to go down. 4 hour is bullish. Hate these massive bloody candles to the start of the week. Do 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 no no. What do we think, guys? 4 hour bullish, 2 hour corrective. So we just started our 2 hour. So is it going to be like this until the end of this 4 hour? Meh. This will be our 2 hour open as well, by the way. So it's relevant until... yeah. Lost and found? What's this? A-dash, yo. Don't know what that means.
That's his name.
Ah. Yo.
Idiot.
It's a long name. I thought it was coming. How's it going, bud? We'll play the game at some point. We'll play the game. I am terrible at pronunciation. So we'll have Zoo pronounces at some point. We'll get a list of names and force me to try and read them for everybody's entertainment. I'm terrible.
You're not that good.
I'm not that good. How very dare you? Oh God, I hate driving in the UK. So busy all the time. All the time. Everywhere. It's not distance that tires you out, or even time. It's busy traffic. That's what makes it tiring. Need one of them Tesla auto drives. Definitely need auto driving. That needs to hurry up and come into existence.
Go without the wife and kids.
That's another one. Go without the wife and kids. That's a good idea as well. Let's have a look at Euro. I'm at CL. Let's have a look at CL. Okay, so we're talking about that. Expecting that high to go. Bish bash bosh. High's gone. Euro. Oh, return to the 4 hour. Oh, we were talking about that, weren't we? We'd have to see this come back above the 0 line. We're now under. You're not doing it, Aaron. You're not drawing me into a trade. No. I like this short. Oh, God, do it.
Don't do it.
I'm not. I'm staying with. Quick. Where's gold? Love that trade on gold. Lovely trade on gold. Four hour. Fucking huge candle again. Bearish. Current low. Are we going to hold this? Flip bullish? Possibly. You got to think, where's the high probability trade? Well, it was here, right? Come under. We took the low of the first hour, confirming this is likely our high for the 4 hour. We correct. We fail to go back above. Nice rejection. We come under the 0 line. Take the low of the hourly. Tap back into the hourly box. Thank you very much. Boom. Nice trade. Nice trade. We've got a stupid hour. Higher time frame is bullish on NQ. So we've got trend AI, which is bullish. All our algos are bullish. This blue bar down the bottom is trend AI. It's very strong. Our 4 hours bullish. We've got a horrible 1 hour, which has just been chop. So potentially we need to see this 1 hour finish. That completes that 1 hour candle, and then maybe we can see. So obviously, while the MACD is under, we're still bearish. So we're still expecting some bearish pressure. We're seeing volume kind of level off and starting to get steeper. So we could see volume increase to the downside, but we need to see this hour over. We've got 10 minutes. We've got 10 minutes. I don't know if you've noticed a lot in this 4 hour candle, but a lot of our trades, a lot of the good trades around this second hour of the 4 hour, right? around this second hour, you can get a lot of good trades. So if we go through, and here's the drop now, so we're seeing that momentum kicking in now. So we're back to that level, which would be interesting because this is where we look. We've rejected, we've come above. Now we're coming back and testing it. Closing below. Could scalp a little rejection, but we don't want to see it come back above and close above. Let's just watch price, right? We came down. This is a gib. We rejected, come above, went off. Now we've come down and closed. So we would want, you could take a little stab like this, rejection. If we come back above, you're out. Small trade. Maybe down to here. We've got an open gap. Yeah, there's one here. Right? Maybe you can return to this sort of level. Straight back above. Dee-dee. Got our Vibs on. Holding it again. Five more minutes. It's not necessarily that we're trading the pattern, it's just more corrective, if you like. When I expect price to come in a certain way, like as a mini version, right? So if we're going to go bullish, nice strong push up, then we kind of correct and then break out and go bullish. So it's more just looking at it from a corrective point of view. Right, in this 4-hour candle, gone bullish, we're correcting, new hour, potentially bullish, and possibly we can put in a new high. It's not very high probability that is the 4-hour high. Let's have a look at the data. So what I'm going to do, I can't. Yeah. So the current candle we're on, we've got a high. So if we break it into half an hour segments, right? So if I put in our half an hour. Okay, so there's half an hour segments, right? I know it looks busy. Just think of it from the start of this 4 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our high is in 1, 2. In fact, what I can do is just draw on. Already done it wrong. 1, 2. Sorry for the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. New hour will be 7 and then 8. Right. So our current high is in 5. So if this 4 hour candle's going to be bullish, then we have a 16% probability of this being our high. 7 and 8. So the last hour, there's 11% in the first half an hour, but there's a 43% probability of the bullish high in that segment 8. If we're going to go, but we're probably not expecting to go bearish. If we were to go bearish, where the high is, there's a 9% probability of that being our high. So it hasn't happened very often. 107 bearish 4 hour candles, and of those 107, 10 times the high was here. So not mega. So more likely, right, we have a bullish 4 hour, and hopefully this next hour can open bullish, and potentially we can see this high. The thing with VIBs is they're only relevant for a period of time. Some last longer. But that's why I only have them set to show recent. That's our current open VIB that it left when it moved up. Small one there. Right, 1 minute left. New hour. We are on sequence 8 of a corrective bullish hour. To the point now where if we carry on corrective bullish, it's more likely that we close bullish, which means it's more likely to flip it back to a strong bullish trend. So we're more likely to go with a higher time frame trend, corrective, and now we're more likely to start flipping back and transition back into a strong trend. So segment 9's 52%. So remember, our 2 hour is still corrective bullish. This is our 2 hour open. But our 4 hour is strong. So let's see. So all I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to hide the VIBs. Let's neaten it up a bit, right? We've got our new box. We've come back down to our previous hourly box here as well. Let me extend them. I think I don't want 8. No, it's fine. Right, so we've come back down to our previous hourly box. Yeah. Here's our new hour. So we want to see the MACD come above. So that whatever was happening in that hour is over with the opening of a new hour. So we can see price now come out of it if it wants to. We want to see this bullish hour. Bullish hour. Let's go. Ooh. So this is our 1 hour, right? So it was our previous 1 hour. Back to our 1 hour VIB, which we've been sat on, which is interesting. Potentially this is our wick. So we opened here, push down. Or if we're going to go bearish, this could be our top wick. Obviously seeing the low of the previous hour go is a good indication. It's a good starting point for bearishness, right? Even look at just this as a target. I'm going to get rid of these now. Right, so we're in segment 7. Come on. Nice. Momentum. Very strong momentum back to the bullish side. Oh, come on. Could this be? Could this be? Do. Really rather just do this on quickly on MNQ, half the contracts. Five. Let's give it a go. I am early, which is why I've reduced the number of contracts. So normally I like to risk about 200 and 250, 300 a trade. Momentum starting to drop off. Want to see this hourly push right through. Now we're going to look here for a rejection, right? Our current previous 4-hour low, right? So you put it there. And then we can look to take profit at this previous level here, or alternatively look for a new high. I do like looking for a new high. I think I might just... on here. And then look, take the rest of the top. I am watching this for a rejection. We are now just coming to that zero line. I do expect some sort of potential pullback. Maybe off of this level. I'd like to see the algo flip bullish as well. Remember, we are retracing up a bearish candle. So I'm just watching the previous hour box where we can reject from. We're only 7 minutes in, right? So still high probability for us to put in a high for a bearish candle. We need to see this bounce. We can have a correction, and then bounce. No, too steep. Didn't quite make it to that 4 hour, that other previous 1 hour box for us to take risk off. That's a better bounce. Now, if you don't like the trade, now's the time to get out. If you like the trade or you still want to carry on, you carry on. I'm still playing for this potential bounce. And obviously I reduced risk on this trade anyway, so I'm quite happy to take the loss. Said I was going to go break even here. Once we tap this level, that's where I'll do it. All right, Michael. Oh.
Fix me Friday-ish.
Lovely. Don't be afraid to trim contracts if you don't like it. If you over-risked, you can always take contracts off and still be in the trade, right? And just reduce your risk. So could... I don't want to be exactly on the 1 hour, so I'm just going to give it a tick. So we're 10 minutes in, so segment 1's now over, right? So probably about a 50%, just slightly over 50% probability that our high and lows formed for this candle. If we're going to flip bearish, we can take the low. So potentially we could look, right, of taking this low here, right? Now on NQ, you don't see it here on MNQ, but on NQ we had a VIB on the 1 hour. Anyone who's still on that remembers, right? So we've got a VIB here. I actually think it was precise like that. I think it was like that, right? So on NQ, we've got a VIB where we don't on the hourly, which we haven't got on MNQ. Which was another reason for me taking this trade out of here, that we might just hold it. Now, if we go under and we take the low, or was it off of that one? Like that. Maybe it was like that. If we then take the low, we can then look for short, tap back in, return to the 4 hour. Very similar sort of trade really, because we'll expect that to be our high now. And then, yeah, we'll expect a potential return to the 4 hour, where we might just bounce, close back inside of here, and just get a bearish close. I don't like this trade now. Could just close out for a 50, risking about 150. It's not huge. The fact that we've crossed isn't good. Under, it's not good at all. So just getting these rejections. Just getting these rejections. Do you know what? Oh, have I just gone in again? Whoops, wrong way. Sorry. Take 2 off. No, I don't want. I want. Sell 2. Sell 2. Right. Stop in the same place. So what I was trying to do at this point here, so there we go, so we're out on that trade, was just take off a little bit more risk. So now we confirm. So now I can put my limit, sell limit on, stop loss, take profit, sell. I really want to come back above the box. Right. I want to see where that VIB is on NQ really. A bit like that. So I'm back up to normal risk, about 250 a trade. We just go just over 1R. Could go 1R. Put a stop above the high. Be about 300 then. I'm just going to take it to about here though. Are we just going to get missed? I think we've just missed it. Ah. 2 points. Missed our limit order by 2 points. So we were just looking. Now we'd broke the low, right? Confirming that we're more likely to be bearish now. We were just looking for that return. Tap and then targeting this 4 hour. Ah, bollocks. Never mind. We got close, right? Well, that was the idea of the trade anyway, as you saw, right? So reduced trade on this one. Back to normals level now. We got confirmation of our short. Looking for a tap back in. And then back down to our 4 hour. Just missed us by 2 points. Yeah, just a bit shy. Just a bit shy. You can see where I was probably. If I go on NQ, now I'm going to take this off because obviously the trade's done what we were looking for, right? Returning to that 4 hour. Would have been an absolute beauty, just an instant go. Right, so I'll show you what I mean on NQ. So here's the VIB, right? And then said when we take this low, we'd look. I'd have still missed it on NQ because I'd have still been about there. So I'd have still missed the short. Have you got it? Nice trade. Have you got in? So we've got open VIBs on the hourly here that we've not filled. Right? But I don't expect them to get filled this hour. So when we get a new 4 hour candle, if that then goes bearish, we've got levels that you can look at where price might react from. Bugger. That'd have been nice to finish on. Just that last trade. Okay. So we're coming over the zero line. So there's still opportunity. See, this is where we'd have liked to have been in, this tap back. However, we've got our 4-hour box. It's just rejecting off of here. It's just going to go on and do it, innit? Still getting used to TradingView. So I'll play the 1-to-1. We've got, while this low's still not being taken, we've got a 74% probability of the low going. It'd have to be a really quick wick up and down again. As soon as the low goes, the probability's gone. Therefore, opportunity's gone. So we did, can't remember where we were. We did this trade, something like around there, wasn't it? Ugh. I think we were about there. I was looking to there, really. Okay, so that low's now gone. We can't play that trade. That's a shame. So we just missed our entry here, which is a shame. Back to our 4-hour. So we end with, we had our short here. So this here really could have taken that trade just there and taken full profits. Really was pushing for the low, just a sweep of that low, but obviously we got taken out and break even on that trade. And then here we were looking for this high to go. We had BE and TP here, right? And then here we got taken out on that short. Really, obviously we trimmed it down a bit, so we didn't lose as much, but really should have just closed it around here just for a little bit of a loss. But we're only in half our risk, right? Our risk is 270, 300, 250, 300. We were in for about 150 on that trade. So roughly half our normal risk, just because wasn't as we were early. This was perfect, right? Once we took that low, tap back up, we just didn't get tagged in, and that trade would have played out beautiful. So the reason why we didn't play this trade was because we took the high of the previous hour. We also had some other bullish probabilities, so we just didn't have everything aligned. But obviously that statistic played out as well, right? To take the low taken, you're at the 50% point. That was all right. We are now back in our 4 hour. And here, this area here is an interesting area. See how price reacts from. Could get a bounce from here if we go through. Might see a bounce. It's our 4 hour low. Four hour low still holding. Obviously with volume and everything that's come in, I don't expect it to hold. But it's not high probability. Taking this low. There you go, low's gone. I'm going to try a cheap trade out here. So on NQ we've got 2 hourly VIBs holding up in this level. We've come down very bearish, so expect some sort of potential retracement. We've taken the low of the previous hour, right? Straight away. So there is probability of returning to the open, which hasn't been done. So when we took the low, which is why I was looking for a little bit higher up as well. Let's just see. So we've got this 2 VIBs here and here. You can't see it on MNQ, they're on NQ. So I'm expecting for price to kind of hold up. And then stop would be below the candle there. Right, first half an hour done. We're in the last segment. So we might just reach down. Here's our 4 hour. So I'd want to see a wick come down now and then start the retracement. A bit further. Need the 1 hour. Ah! I was just being a little... Ah, fuck's sake. So that line was really where I should have had my limit order on. I was just being a little bit more greedy at that level. I really want it coming back down now. After that, that's the reaction that I was looking for. That pull back out. That's it. So if you did get tagged in, it's risk off. I'd be looking to take a partial if we got back up to here and then run the rest, hopefully back up to the current hour. See if you can't get a retracement back. But definitely within the 4 hour, take some partials. And then obviously risk off at this nice tag. We don't want to come all the way back down to this wick. So just to show you it, because obviously I'm not in it now, you can see it on NQ. Right? Yeah. So we're just playing a reaction off of this open VIB. So this one's been filled, this one hasn't. So what we were looking for is a tap, and that's why I just pushed a little bit further. Really should have just been on the line. Tap, and then price react from it and potential retracement out of it. But that's why risk goes off very quickly. Right, you can get that fill. Now stop goes below the candle that formed it, which is that one. And now we're coming back through it. So you'd have been BE'd. But yeah, you're looking for that, just that push and reaction out of it. Risk off quickly. Because then obviously if we don't come out of it, we could then go through like we do. I haven't got anything else. My favourite hour played out nice, which is the second hour of the 4 hour. A couple of good trades. Even gold as well. Let's have a little look. CL, we took the high. Nice trade into the high. Gold. Okay. So same thing, 4 hour, right? Second hour, dynamic TP comes under the 0 line. Confirm short, tap back, boom. Nice trade. Got a new 4 hour on Euro. Ah, it's because it's CFD. Be interesting to see whether we see how these wicks are bearish. We come back up again. If this 4 hour can flip bearish, we could. Oh, still holding bullish though. Let's have a look at finishing up on NQ. Where's NQ? Where's NQ? Why can't I find NQ? Brain's gone. Right. So we were down a bit from our 900, about $40. It was a shame here. We were in on 5 and got taken down to 2. So even though we took profit on this trade, we didn't get that much, which was a shame. I'm not sure how 2 came off. I think it was the opening of the candle on MNQ, just open lower. And then here, obviously, I should have taken partials. Just went break even, didn't take me partial in time. So that was just a break even. So we had a small amount of profit here. Took a small loss on that one, and then missed our short here by a couple of points, which is a shame. It only takes, like, we're reducing our risk, right? So we've not, if we'd have caught that we missed it by 2 points. If we'd have caught it, then obviously today we'd have put in a nice chunk of profit, right? And that's all it takes. But it's just ensuring that your losses are smaller, showing your losses, you reduce risk, take contracts off. If it's not looking like it's going in the right direction. You know, on that one I took 2 contracts off. I reduced risk anyway. We only went for 150 for the trade instead of our normal 250, 300. And then also I took 2 contracts off at the point of where we were just below our entry. So like, it's all these things that just help. And then when you get your trade that goes, like this one, if you can get in them, you know, you just smash the profit. Obviously this should have been a full trade at 3R. And we're just using that level as our pivot level, right? So we're bearish. We're expecting bearish. We are above the 0 line, so we could go bullish. We come above, we fail, which is why we had that area of BE. We flip then our 1 hour candle bullish, which means what? We expect price as we come out of it with volatility, and we expected that high to go. Same thing here. We expected the 4 hour with the stats to continue to take our high. We did have the 2 hour telling us it was expected to be bearish, but we had mixed probabilities on that one again. So we took a less risk trade. When we flipped it, we were then looking for that short down now, right? Back to our 4 hour. And we just missed our limit order by 2 points. So it's the same idea, right? All right, guys. So we'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's live. Other than that, I hope you have a good day. Thanks, everybody.